Hi, it's me, Nisha. I'm decorating, or I should say recommissioning my old toilet seat. So I'm using plastic coat paint, which is an enamel paint. I'm just making my design onto the actual toilet seat itself. I've penciled out some cross lines just so that I can get my central point, and using a very thin brush that I've got from a set from W.H. Smith, I'm just carrying out my design. The design I've already pre-designed, I've sort of pre-drawn it onto a big piece of paper, so I know exactly what I'm doing. Um, the toilet seat itself was quite worn down just from cleaning, and some of the paint had been scrubbed off. I had sort of replaced it with a new one a couple of years ago, but the new one now also needs replacing, so I thought I'll take this one back out of the shed. I spray painted it first white, did a couple of coats of that, and then now I'm doing my design. Before I spray painted, I also sanded it down with some sandpaper just to give it a good base for the spray paint to grip to. I did all of the spray painting outside because it does make you very lightheaded. Makes me very woozy. It's really nice to be able to put a design onto something like that around the home. I know a lot of people will be like, well, why would you want to do, a pattern on your toilet seat? My bathroom is pretty much white with some suede brown like tiles just running across the middle, and that's it. There's no colour in there at all. Then I've done this on the top of the lid itself, and not on the inside, so I don't have to think about sitting on the design and that kind of things that might make you think, oh, that's a bit yuck. And on top, the design itself, the paint is quite flat, so not raised at all. I mean, if I really wanted to go all out, if this was a picture perhaps instead of a toilet seat, I would perhaps bling it out with a bit of glitter or a bit more different coloured metallic paints. I might build up on top of the paint after it's dried to get a three-dimensional feel. I might add some Swarovskis or some little flowers, just anything to make it stand out more. But I wanted to keep this really simple. And as I started painting, I thought to myself, God, the colour looks like poo. It really looks like liquid poo poo. But it does look so bad after I finished it. The paint is very runny and very thin. I couldn't put this in a cone at all because it would make a blobby mess. It had to be brushed on. As a result, I have to keep going over the design. And I think the actual pattern itself would be nice to do on a belly, a pregnant belly, or a back. It was really important for me to try and get it as symmetrical as possible. But when you're freehand drawing, it can be difficult. And sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a difference, a little bit of quirkiness. You'll see towards the bottom of the design, what I'm doing now on the opposite side has got some flowers. But when I copied it here, I've done the little pattern there, but I've forgotten to put the flowers in, or the petals, and I've carried on then copying the design elsewhere. So little things like that, as an artist you'd notice, but to anybody else they wouldn't really notice. And I think it makes it a bit more personal to to who you are. Just using a thicker brush now, just to give it a bit of a three-dimensional feel, just by shading in here and there. And then I've switched to a very thin eyeliner brush that I keep for painting on my nails, and just doing those very thin lines. Painting with thick and thin lines, and even doing henna from a cone onto the skin with thick and thin lines is it makes the henna really stand out. I added a bit of tradition, a bit of intricacy there just by doing that pattern. And then on this side I kept the pattern quite simple just by doing some squiggly lines. I'm using the gold now, which is called gold leaf. I'm just going to go in and highlight the design in certain areas. And of course, nothing's complete when I do it without the trailing dots. I absolutely love having my trailing dots. So this is the completed project. I hope you liked. Do try it for yourself and have some fun. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.